So today we're going to be doing something a bit different. Rather than talking about media, we're going to be talking about a person. You might have heard of her. Or maybe you haven't. Or maybe you have. Lillee Jean. She's a makeup artist, a content creator, a model, an entrepreneur, an Aries with a Leo rising. She has over 10,000 followers on Twitter, over 18,000 subscribers on YouTube, and, most importantly, 1 million followers on Instagram, making her a substantial influencer with the fame and the fans that come with that. But, of course, if you did recognise the name from the title, you probably know that not all of that is technically the truth. So, who is Lillee Jean? Who she be? What she do? And why am I talking about her? I first heard about her in the before times, when a few YouTubers did lengthy videos on her and her actions. And the hook of pretty much all of these videos were the Instagram/YouTuber who faked her whole career, life, whatever. Because apparently, allegedly, supposedly, it has been claimed that a majority of Lillee Jean's following was purchased. Apparently, allegedly, supposedly, it has been claimed. And that's not the most outlandish of stories. People faking followers, buying bot followers to artificially, quite literally, create an audience for their content. There is more to this tale, but we're just going to step off here for a moment. The focus of the fake followers rumour is almost always on the Instagram. Did I mention she's got 1 million followers? If they are fakes, she's certainly shot for the moon. And all of this got me thinking about the differences of each social platform. What can be accomplished with each one? We look at Facebook as more of an extreme version of keeping up with the Joneses. You know, a way to show everyone just how much better you're doing than them. And I am doing so much better than you. Twitter is the forum, where we exchange barbs and the best arguments always rise to the top. Ah, you have now called me cringe. Touché, my friend. This battle of wits is over. And Instagram? Instagram is where gods are made. Instagram is where you can put your best face forward, like not just to each other, but to the whole world. Lit, made up, angled, edited, and filtered to look as perfect as possible, no matter the moment. I understand the appeal. And when it comes to Lillee Jean's following, I can definitely say, I don't know. I know that sounds like a cop-out answer, like, you know, the enlightened centrist, but I honestly don't know. I'm not good with numbers and statistics. I don't know if this is legit or not. However, people with real experience with social media marketing have stated that her numbers do have anomalies that look faked, but that's admittedly circumstantial. Taking myself as an example, my Twitter and YouTube are pretty similar in numbers, but it seems more people are interested in my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. But this story goes so much deeper and further than that. Numbers only get you so far to make an impact. You also need engagement. And because you can't get that from bot accounts, Lillee Jean has been accused of creating a flurry of sock accounts to be used to increase positive engagement on her profile. I feel like I'm reading a William Gibson novel. And we aren't even getting into the really degrading stuff. Shaniqua. Right now, just going to run through the character in this tale of intrigue that has been a constant point of controversy. Lillee Jean's partner, Philippe. Who did you think I was going to mention? Philippe is a French diplomat. He lives in Gay Paris and is an older gentleman. Sounds dreamy. Personally, I first heard of him early 2020, and right after that, heard the claims that he wasn't real, much like the claims that a lot of her followers aren't real. Shaniqua. One coincidence is that Philippe is the name of the horse from Beauty and the Beast, and Lillee is a big Disney fan. Now, if this man isn't real, this connection makes me remember all the times I heard somebody refer to Lillee Jean as a horse girl. And then we find out she has a significant other with the same name of a fictional horse. I can't decide if that's a power move or not. If this guy isn't real, this whole thing feels like the roided up version of the girlfriend in Canada joke. If he's not real. Unlike my boyfriend, of course. I mean, you know, he lives in a different city and, you know, locked down, so obviously he hasn't been in any of these videos yet. It just, you know, he's definitely real. The problem with old Fipe is that when I said he was an older man, I meant by about 9 years. And he began his relationship with Lillee when she was 15. What? And he's known Lillee since she was 9. So not that dreamy. Where I come from, we'd call him a bit of a nonce. Look, real or not, this is an unbelievably dangerous idea to be encouraging and a terrible example to be putting out to any young or impressionable audience. In fact, you know what? If there are any younger people watching this video, unlikely, but if there are, a person in their 20s pursuing a romantic relationship with somebody who isn't even 18 yet, stay away, okay? You know, they can give you that whole line of like, oh, you're so much more mature than the other kids. Yeah, well, okay, maybe you are more mature. They're not. The Momager has a long history. Mama Rose, Marie Gurdin, Jean Harlow, Senior. I once saw an article that called Kris Jenner the OG Momager, but she does not have a suspected body count. As far as I know. And Lillee Jean's mother Law follows this tradition as she doubles as her manager. They kind of come as a package deal. The issue with Law, it often looks like she likes to blur the line between mother and manager, leading Law to take actions that have only been a deterrent to Lillee Jean's career.
I'm Lillee Jean's manager when I'm her manager. When I'm her mum, I'm her mum. On my channel, this is Mum. So yeah, I live in America and I'm entitled to write whatever I want to whoever I want. When you're going to be obnoxious to me in anything you write, saying anything about my child.
Law is intrinsically woven to Lillee Jean and what she's trying to accomplish, so what Law does will reflect on Lillee Jean, and it's rarely a good image. The very first person I spoke to about this in my offline life asked me if the bottle counts are real. Is all of this a way for her to keep her daughter safe from real life horrors, the cruelty of the real world, or is it a way for her to keep her daughter all to herself? And when I thought it over, I did become really sad for these two women. But that empathy stops in its tracks when it comes to Law's patently bigoted attitudes that, very unfortunately, have transposed onto Lillee Jean. I know I made light of the soccer accounts earlier, but that does not mean that I don't think they're serious. But with Law and Lillee Jean denying anything to do with them, I'm not going to go into their legitimacy. But even without that point of reference, the things that both these women have expressly said cannot be dismissed. For the years these women have been on social media, there have been sentiments that seeped into their language about trans people and people of colour. These moments, in isolation, could be passed off as that was a bit weird, wasn't it? But the consistency and the vitriol creates a pattern of hateful opinions, even up to this year. And when people try to explain and even offer to educate them, share their knowledge, understanding, their personal experiences. Both dig their heels in and won't accept the vile things that they've said. To say Lillee Jean has never apologised would be misleading. She released a video called New Year, New Me early 2020, claiming to understand what she's done, has become more informed and accepts that she has done wrong. This video is unlisted with likes and comments disabled. This apology is not mine to accept. I don't have the authority to comment on its quality. But I do know that the requirement for one is that the people can, see it. Throughout all of this, it is Law who has been the most hostile and aggressive, but this also means throughout, Lillee Jean has never pushed back or disavowed her conduct, and very often has joined in with the cruelty. In this case, I'd say Mother doesn't know best. You might have noticed that I've created this video using almost entirely stock images from Pexels.com, partly because it has some fantastically random pictures that are also somehow exactly what you're looking for, but mostly because practically any video that uses any portion of Lillee Jean's videos, no matter how long or short, whether it's being used as a point of reference or to give more context to the story, can find itself copyright struck by one or both of these people. And you might have noticed that that goes against the concept of fair use, but it's okay because according to law,
You all probably think you have fair use. Knock yourselves out. You don't.
okay. Oh my god, why did I decide to do this? Can't I just do another video about bat nipples? Their reasoning is that they claim Lillee Jean is being targeted with coordinated threats and harassment. And I don't want to completely disregard that. I mean, this is the internet. But what I've seen for myself are different, unconnected content creators that can range from definitely nasty and abusive language, but equally there's legitimate criticism alongside people who genuinely are trying to help Lillee with her content. Quoting Primic's video, "Best of luck, Lillee Jean. I don't think you're evil. I just think you're being misled." When I very first heard about this whole situation, the criticisms I saw going around weren't necessarily unkind, they were more frustrated. It may be that Law sees herself as a mother lioness who will rip out the throats of any other creators she sees as a threat. The problem there is that Law and Lillee will lash out with equal ferocity at any perceived slight, regardless of what the context was. And lumping together all of these people, regardless of their association with each other or their intent, with Lillee more than once referring to them as a cult. At this point, the only way I can describe this is as an attempt to suppress the free expression of other creators, not because of what they are saying, but just because they are saying anything at all. I'm ending this part with a quote from Law herself.
She's got 1 million followers, so you would think you'd take the good with the bad.
Please listen carefully.
I started this video with 3 questions. I think I've answered the first 2. Now I want to contend with the last one. Why am I talking about her? As I was going around collecting details for this video, I found myself refreshing Twitter and YouTube to keep up with developments, but also just to see what was going to happen next. You could say all this was a bit of rubbernecking, taking in the spectacle. Sure, that was a part of it, but this is YouTube. There's one of those every minute. But this one's been rattling around in my brain for ages and I just had to exercise it. But why? So, like a good little gumshoe, I pounded the pavements and interrogated the suspects. And by all of that, I do mean I sent out Twitter and Instagram messages and hoped for the best. I contacted a collection of content creators who had made videos on Lillee Jean previously, and I asked them what motivated them to make their first videos. Not what happened next, but what it was that drew them to the story in the beginning. One creator, Critical Mask, took a sort of archival approach to it, in that he wanted to put as much about the story in one place. Someone else I contacted was the Butter Holt. They felt that the racist behaviour hadn't been explored fully in past videos, so decided to go into it deeper and give a detailed rundown of the issues. Another was Anthropolis, who began as an uninvolved observer, but who then decided to speak out against the DMCA and silencing tactics both were taking part in. Sort of an example of the Streisand effect in play. As someone attempts to silence any type of criticism or reporting, people will add their voices to bring more attention to the subject. Because you know what they say, if you try to make the internet stop talking, it shuts up. Someone else I got in contact with was Tata Tatiana. She was interested in the topic from the start, but was moved to create her video when Lillee Jean described her relationship with Philippe, including the age gap, in front of a child audience on Instagram. The last creator I'd like to mention is Kalimara. She's an artist and art commentary channel, and since Lillee Jean does do art herself, Kalimara wanted to review that work and give a little feedback on it. So that is 5 creators, 6 if you include myself, who have different motivations for talking about this. I know this isn't exactly the scientific method, it's anecdotal, still it shows that some people are moved to make their videos due to Lillee Jean's actions. I just want to take a moment to really thank folks for getting back to me. That's not me trying to slag off anyone who didn't reply. I appreciate there's plenty of reasons they may not want to. I am a stranger after all. But somebody who did get back to me was Lillee Jean. I felt like it was only fair. If I was going to contact the channels who had spoken about her, I should try to reach out to her as well. And you might be wondering what we said to each other. That's girl talk, it's private. But really, I contacted her, asked her opinion, and she didn't want to say anything, and I'm respecting that. I just wanted to hear her side of the story as a way to try and understand her viewpoint. I really am starting to sound like one of those enlightened centrists, aren't I? How can there truly be good if there is no evil? Yeah, come here, I want to poke you in your third eye. And as interest in Lillee Jean ebbs away, I can appreciate some folks might be watching this and could be thinking, why do you still care? And that is a good question, because I've been asking myself the whole way through this. I've asked content creators, I've asked Lillee Jean. But I think the reason why this story became so prominent is because, in a bizarre way, people can kind of see themselves in Lillee Jean. Right, I better hurry up and explain myself, hadn't I? Think back to when you were younger, when you did or said something insensitive or ignorant, only to realise you were, guess what? Mistaken. Learning from mistakes is not easy. First, you gotta admit that you were wrong. And people don't like doing that. Not getting things right the first time around is kind of the essence of learning. Not willing to accept your mistakes means you're not willing to learn. So you take your mistakes, you grow from them, you become a different person. Hopefully a better one. And I really think that's where a lot of the interest comes from. People want better from her, for her to mature and grow just like the rest of us. Like Lillee Jean said herself in her New Year, New Me video. Learning is life. Lillee Jean is the person I could have been if I was never willing to learn. I do understand that I have given both of these women way more slack than either of them deserve. Even now, there are people who, even through their frustration with her, are still keen to see Lillee Jean turn it around and become a wiser, more responsible person. though those are becoming more few and far between. There was a point when people would sympathise with her. These days, those same people are doing the Craig David and walking away. And as Lillee Jean maintains this pattern of denials and DMCAs, the only people left paying attention will be people willing to encourage her, or, people who just want to watch the world burn. Lillee Jean is not able to handle the negative elements of the influencer career she so covets. As time goes on, it looks more and more unlikely that revelation is going to happen, seeing critiques and call-outs alike as her enemy, and this mindset is what upends her progress personally and professionally. The person in Lillee Jean's way is right in front of her.